You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I want to call the meeting to order of the City of Albany Commission on Human Rights. Today is Wednesday, November 18th. It is 6 p.m. This is Dr. Brenda Robinson, Chair, and we'll do roll call.
Valerie,
Commissioner.
So we have Judith Mazda and we have Valerie Mosley on the phone. So thank you all for showing up for this meeting. Presently, we do not have a quorum. We need 5 for a quorum, and some of our other members commissioners have not signed on as of yet. We're not voting on anything right now, but we do want to inform about a few things that is on our agenda, despite the fact that we don't have our quorum as of yet. I have posted the agenda on the screen. Hopefully everyone can see that. A few things we're going to table as we go along, such as the approval of the minutes. I do want to highlight some things on the chair report, and this will be a very brief meeting because, as I said, we do not have a quorum. A little update on the vacancies. We did have Mr. Jackson resign, so that is yet another vacancy that we have. The Common Council have posted and solicited for new commissioners, candidates as well. The City of Albany, the mayor's office, has 2 vacancies that are still pending as well. So hopefully we'll move forward on that, and soon we'll have a full commission again. Briefly, with COVID-19, certainly have to add that, just brief comments in regards to our numbers rising, regards to some of our restrictions have changed, such as the 10 people for a private gathering, even at your home, and that's difficult for some folks with Thanksgiving coming. So who's ever listening to this meeting, please go to the Albany County website or New York State website, and please review those guidelines. Let's try to keep everyone safe. We know it's the holidays, but COVID-19 is certainly real and dangerous. We did want to have a little brief discussion about the APD officer who was suspended due to racist comments that he had made. And Chief Hawkins recommended termination for him. Again, we don't have a quorum, but I can mention a few, at least one thing, such as Chief Hawkins quickly acted. He also engaged city leaders as well as the Commission on Human Rights and gave an update. And I think that was very good for him to promptly act on this particular situation. Also, as you see in letter E, we're involved with the Police Reform Collaborative. And I think that's a great thing as well. So we're working on reform at the same time. This is a prime example of why we need police reform. And I see Rosie Love has just joined us as well. So now we're at 4 commissioners, but we still don't have a quorum. But getting back to the Police Reform Collaborative, it is going forward. I am chair of the Community Safety and Restorative Justice Work Group, and we're moving forward with that. But again, the situation with the APD officer certainly is one of the examples or reasoning why this police reform is much needed. Not that every officer is the same, because we still have good officers doing their job, but it's a good thing. Do you have anything, Judith, to add to that, or Valerie?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Like I said, this meeting is brief because there's not enough of us here to do anything about anything, but we just want to put a few things on the table here before we conclude the meeting.
Well, I thought that the fact that the Common Council also called for his being terminated.
Right. Several people. Yeah, several. Mm-hmm.
And it also somewhat ties in with the institutional bias of the police department audit that was being done.
Right.
I did
That was-
respond to that audit.
Right. And that was the next thing that I was going to speak about. Yesterday, we had our collab meeting, and it was a presentation of the racial bias audit of the police department, which was done by CNA. And it was also streamed live. So if you didn't catch that, please catch that. It's on the mayor's Facebook website. Miss Zoe, I can't pronounce her last name. She did a great job presenting and asking questions. And I felt that a lot of things in the audit we already knew, far as the racial biases, far as the disparities with African Americans, and a lot of points that they made. It also provided some baseline data moving forward, and it also enlightened a couple of things that I didn't know, such as some issues with the LEAD program. So if you didn't get a chance to attend that meeting or watch that meeting yesterday, please check it out. It's on the mayor's Facebook page, I believe. You can just click on that, and good questions. CNA did a good job, and the city auditor, Dr. Clear, she was the one who just facilitated that, the audit, and they selected a good group. They really selected a good group because CNA did a nice job with that. Oh, and one question that came up with that audit was, is it public? And it is public. So you can check the city website and a few other places that Ms. Zoe mentioned, that audit is available. In the final report will be done, I think, in a couple of months. I'm not sure, but just check out the meeting from yesterday. Very informative.
Dr. Robinson, I just have a quick question for you. Did that provide recommendations as well? The audit?
Recommendations, yes, 100 and
oh wow, great.
Yes, 150 recommendations, a lot of recommendations. Yes.
Okay, cool.
And one of the things that I think it was good that Dr. Claire's addresses, some folks felt that this audit circumvented the police reform collaborative, and some folks were upset, about that, because it does have a lot of recommendations as well. But I think they did a good job explaining how both of these can work together and be beneficial. So yeah, I just encourage people to really check it out, because Ms. Zoe did a nice job.
Awesome. Okay, will do.
Yeah. Committees, the education, anti-racism discrimination event. I'll get back to that. I did attend a meeting with some of the other human rights commissions, and I spoke to some other commissioners downstate, and we're just throwing around some ideas, and I'll talk about that further or bring more information when we get together again, and some things can be a little bit more concrete. On B, the MLK, the virtual event, the mayor actually had called me, and we spoke about the Martin Luther King event. With MLK, New York State is in charge of the event, and the Commission on Human Rights is in charge of the actual march. And a lot of people don't know that in regards to MLK. So actually, a few people were mentioning some type of virtual event, and it was funny that she called and was thinking along the same lines as far as us partnering with the city and bringing something for collaborating together and have some type of virtual event. So that's being worked on. Whatever information I get, I will share it. If there's a meeting, I just send it out. If someone else wants to attend or whatever, which way folks want to go with that. But I think it is a good idea to be a good collaboration, and I'm looking forward to that.
So is the state actually going to do a virtual event?
We don't know what the state is doing as of yet, so it's kind of in flux. So instead of us waiting to see,
right,
folks want to be proactive. So we don't know what the state is doing. I did send out an email, no response as of yet. So we'll see which way that will be going. I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to say. And skipping down under events, our human rights reception, whether that'll be virtual or not, that's something for us to think about which way that'll go. These months are rolling by so fast, so I'm like, it's a lot of different organizations doing a lot of virtual events. So at least we can keep that on the table because that will be coming sooner than we think.
Do you think we,
Oh, go ahead, Judith.
no, was Valerie going to say something?
Oh, I thought it was you. Is
Oh.
that you, Valerie?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we think about the reception for late spring instead of, we've tried to do it in March or April, maybe think about it, doing it later than that?
That
Or-
sounds good. I mean,
I don't know. Because it's probably still will be virtual, right?
I think it still will be virtual. So I guess that's something that we can all think about, whether our next meeting, we come together and folks think about what month that they would like to have it in. Everybody can hash it out in their own mind.
Okay.
At our next meeting, think about what month you might want to have or change or leave it the same or whatever you want to do. With it being virtual, is a little bit easier to, I think, facilitate.
Yeah, you don't have to book a room or food.
Exactly.
Not that I'm trying to get out of that, but I was just thinking.
And Brenda,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just in a meeting, and actually Kathy Sheehan was in the same meeting that I was in an event. And I thought what they did for their event was very, very interesting. The event was for 1 hour, and they spoke for a few minutes, and then right on the Zoom, the lady had breakout rooms.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Talk about different topics.
Yeah.
And she did it all right from that same Zoom like we're in right now.
Right.
And then all of a sudden my phone did something and it put me in my breakout room. So maybe think about doing something like that, with the anti-racism, having different breakout rooms and people talking about, find some people to talk about things and talk about different things.
Right. And that's what everyone's doing now. The breakout rooms, everyone's doing that. We're doing that with the police collab as well. So all the meetings are going that route. So that's typically part of some of the virtual events. So that's the way people are going now. Also, some people who weren't using Zoom, they were using group meets and all these other things. They're all reverting to Zoom because Zoom has the breakout room. So I do think
it was
that works
awesome.
out well. And that's also how we worked it with the Albany Police collab as well, because you don't have to do anything. It pops right up. You click, you go into your room, and it works very well.
How much time you have and everything.
And I also wanted to add with the police reform, with that collaborative public engagement certainly is coming, and we are working on that. So in case you heard or was wondering when does the community engagement start or whatever, of course, people are encouraged to attend the meetings. They can go on Facebook Live or whatever and do comments or whatever, but we will be engaging, whether it's via Zoom, whether it's, we will try to accommodate folks in any COVID-19 safe way that we can. So COVID-19 is hindering us from doing these public events and face-to-face engagement, but with Zoom and different technologies, we still will be doing that community engagement. So I just wanted to put that out there. Let's see, so we got Rosie. So for MLK, whatever comes up from that collaboration or meeting or whatever, I will be sending emails out back and forth or whatever. Let folks stay up to date, or if it's a meeting that comes up or whatever. And that's basically all that I had, especially being that we do not have a quorum, so I can't keep you too long. Anything from anyone else?
I had a quick 2 announcements. One is the Albany Task Force, Health Task Force, is in the process of doing a COVID-19 survey, and you're probably aware of that. already?
No, but BNC is doing one as well, so we have two going out. The Black Nurses Coalition, yeah.
Yeah, so we wanted to really connect with the Human Rights Commission, but we also wanted to connect with Black Nurses Commission as well as the Black Nurses Association to see if you would be interested in collaborating, or at least we could cross share with our different listservs the information to get as much information as possible. There is a small incentive that we have available. It's $25, I believe, and we really want to get the voices and opinion from people who live locally in the community, especially in regards to things such as the vaccine, etc. So that's one thing that I'll be sending out to folks, and hopefully we can get some participation on that. The other thing is we're at that time of the year again, we're doing a Creative Expressions Black History Month contest. We're setting up for it. Brenda, I sent you some information, I think last night. Basically, we're just trying to get the word out there. We've got, great prizes this year, and we're really excited about it. It's our 25th year doing it, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So basically with the contest, it's basically, we invite young people from grades 3 through 12 to submit an entry on some important or some fact around Black history that is important to them. And when I tell you, the young people, they submit some of the most beautiful entries, and they can write something, they can draw something, or they can do an oral sort of presentation, which includes singing or reciting a poem. And we are always taken aback by it. And so every year during the month of February, we usually have a huge event where we celebrate them, and we also acknowledge members from the community who have, gone above and beyond to work with the community for the year and work with young people especially. Now in the midst of COVID, we are gonna go the virtual route, like it sounds like everyone else is saying. We're in the process of putting that event together. So once we have more details about that, I'll share it along as well. But in the meantime, though, I will send out information to folks. So if you feel so moved to share it with your friends, family, loved ones, we would definitely appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that, and we'll share that information. And I think, what else? Also, you mentioned a survey. The Black Nurses Coalition will be rolling out a survey. I think it comes out in about a week and a half. Also, we've been doing some live streams in regards to COVID-19 and the updates. And we will be doing another event on Saturday, and it will be posted on Facebook. So folks, certainly I send out a lot of invites anyway, so feel free to check that out. And again, feel free to, or please do check out the mayor's Facebook page and check out that police, the racial bias audit that was done, because that was a very informative meeting yesterday. And it did answer a lot of folks' questions, and it was good discussion because a lot of the collab members asked very good questions. So it's on the mayor's page, check it out. And without any further ado, I guess we can move to adjourn this meeting.
Brenda, really one quick question about our annual event that we have. We'll give out our award. I know that sometimes, I don't know, I can't remember which one comes first, whether it's the Henry Johnson Award ceremony or if it's ours. Which one comes first typically?
The Henry Johnson.
Yeah. And then ours is like a month after, or 2 months or so after.
It was changed this year. So I don't think theirs was at the same time. I think this year, I think theirs was a little later. Everything was a little off due to COVID-19. So
yeah. Right. So I guess my question is, I don't know if in the future we might entertain trying to collaborate and do a joint event, and perhaps, you know, celebrating both awards at the same time. But I just wanted to put that out there as a, you know, something to think about. I know that there's probably, you know, historically some, you know, things that might, I might not know about, but especially with COVID, I think the fewer people are starting to get zoomed out, if that makes sense. It's I know for me especially, the transition from the 3D world and to a 2D environment has
I attend a lot of meetings.
it's sensory overload for me. So if there's an opportunity for us to, you know, think about collaborating, I think that that might be a good idea.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, we get a motion to adjourn.
I move.
I second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Thank you very much, and thank